Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer-Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today.
Giant or somewhere in between. On the table with your friends, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And if life ever knocks you down, your dice will surely turn around. Roll your stats, it's time to quest. Let's put your characters to the test.
Hello, and welcome to Knocked Prone, a podcast of high crits, small fits, and varying wits. My name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I am joined here by the players to my left.
Mason, playing Lakir.
Brooklyn, playing Litsea.
Jameson, playing Jack.
Danny, playing Yui.
Caden, playing Torinn.
Happy holidays, everyone! Oh my gosh! Today also marks the 1-year anniversary of our campaign, which I think is absolutely bonkers that we've been going for an entire year.
Nobody told me this.
I know, you've only been here for... what, a week?
Something like that, yeah. That hasn't been very long.
But as last we left our party, the party was in the Brall Mall. They just picked up Tess and Yui. Tess, who was knocked unconscious by Yui. The party healed Tess. Tess then told them that he could show them what the scientist did to them. The party took this collar off of Tess. He turned into this dark form, that like demonic looking form that attacked the party. Jack cleverly turned Tess into a mouse, and then Torinn cleverly put him in a jar so that he couldn't do anything.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all. Just I choose you, Rattata. And then the party found some nuke codes, found some nukes, and then the giants found Mama Sherry in the woods and brought them, thinking that Mama Sherry was terrorizing those children in the woods, as in accordance to Adelina, their leader, who is the Dragonborn that the party first met in the Feywild. And that's where we left our party, with Mama Sherry telling the party that she is Raven's sister, Raven, who is Litsea's aunt. But that's where we left our party. What are you guys up to?
Well, we knew she wasn't exactly goody two-shoes, but a hag is a little bit of a surprise. Litsea, how are you feeling?
Weren't they gonna... They were saying burn the witch, right?
Yeah, they were saying that they were going to take Mama Sherry to the Winter Court castle and then burn her at the stake because of the crimes that she committed in the Summer Court.
Allegedly.
You know, all those Dragonborn that the hags killed in the Summer Court that she obviously had something to do with.
Obviously.
I guess I don't really know how to feel because I feel like we're lacking information, and I guess we don't really know what the truth is. I've never really been a fan of hags, but I guess I don't know really how to feel anymore.
I haven't been a fan of hags since I watched them cook like 20 of my people with a lightning bolt.
I feel the need to apologize.
I mean, you didn't do it.
I guess so. I don't know. I just think we should head that direction and see what's going on and see how much information we can find out.
All right. Are we okay in our current state? I've used up most of my magical means for the day, but physically I'm able to continue on if we want.
What time of day is it?
It's about 5 p.m. right now.
And we're hoping to head to
the Winter Court Castle, which is to the... It's across the frozen ocean, which is to the northeast.
So a decent journey then. I think it would probably be smart to relax for a little while. It seems like this is probably a good place to make camp anyway.
I'll look up but the giants that are there with the
Yeah.
hags still just hanging
Yeah.
out,
They're
like
all flexing, you know.
doing their thing.
Yeah,
Pecs popping.
They all have tattoos in that one ideal spot on their muscles.
Oh.
So when they flex the muscle,
Yeah.
it looks like it's dancing.
I love it.
I think this is a great plan. We should rest up. But at the same time, how much longer is Tess going to remain a mouse?
True. We don't know.
What is our plan
Well,
with
you cast
him?
the spell. You should know how long.
Well, I mean,
he's-
he'll stay a mouse for an hour, but like after that, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, rest or no rest, we need to figure out what we're going to do with that. But I'm not sure that leaving here is much of a solution either.
Very true. We could always put Tess in another room and hope that when he comes to, he's not mad at us. Didn't we already do that? Isn't he in this lab thing area? Didn't you take him in there?
I don't think I did.
He is currently. Oh no. You guys
'Cause we
talked
put him
about
in the
maybe
jar.
putting him in the changing room, but you did not put him in the changing room
we
with
can.
the evil
We
shrine.
put him in there.
Well-
So when he's not a mouse anymore, what form is he returning to? Tess or a dire wolf or?
Could I do an Arcana check or
Yes,
something
you
to see if I could
absolutely-
maybe know?
See if you're like, hey, how long does this purple goop?
Yeah, not that I have much experience with it.
No,
but, you know,
he's literally the first of his kind.
We got
So,
the collar off, right?
You did.
as a natural one, I know nothing.
So it appears that
Total of 3.
okay, a natural one. It appears that Tess is going to be in this form for maybe 2 years and then come out of it. So
I got nothing, folks.
Does he look perplexed? Does he look like he found an answer?
He does not look like he found an answer.
Definitely
Okay,
not.
I'm gonna push up my sleeves and be like, "Ugh, I can do it. Can I roll?
You can
an Arcana
also
check?
roll an Arcana check. If you get a
Everybody hears
natural
me.
one, though, everyone dies.
Intelligence. Intelligence is sort of my thing. So 26.
Oh my gosh. That is better than a natural one. So it appears that after an hour, when the polymorph spell will wear off, also Tess's goop form will wear off. Not because of the polymorph spell, but it just seems like they both have a duration of 1 hour.
All right. I have reason to believe that the goop will wear off in an hour, along with the time that he will spend as a mouse. So perhaps everything will be okay. I think we should have a backup plan just in case, but we might have
We will,
Tess
like,
back.
summon his daggers.
Yeah.
Preferably not that.
Unsummon.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what the best plan of action is.
If we put him in the other room, then he'll turn back to his original form there. And then if he seems angry, we'll at least be all together to take him down again. He's not in the best of shape. We did find him rather badly beaten.
We could handle him, for sure. I think that's a good idea.
I never finished my whole looking up at the giants thing, because I was going to ask them a question.
Oh, yeah. So you look up at the giants, and what do you say, Jack?
How expedited is this process? Like, are you guys on your way to the castle right now with this hag?
Same day shipping.
Individual. Yeah, like, is this same day shipping, or like, is there a layover type? You know, you got to check
Right,
like
right.
here at the mall, like,
Yeah.
and if we just hang out together and then we all leave tomorrow, because we should come with you. Political intrigue and all.
This wasn't necessarily a stop I had to make. I kind of wanted to just hang out. So if you guys want to hang out for a while, like, I'm okay with that.
I'll look at the entire party and be like, we should hang out. We should hang out with the giants.
We should totally chill with these guys.
Yeah.
Have you been introduced to Adelina? She's our leader. She's great. Have you met her?
We know Adelina.
Oh,
She's the one who brought us here.
I don't know her.
way. No
Well,
way.
Not here to this precise location, but here to the Feywild.
She was our introduction to this plane.
And I don't mean to sound rude, but are you related? He points at you, Torinn.
Dragonborn are related.
Yeah, we definitely are.
Oh, all right. Well, ain't that quaint. I was afraid that I was doing a hate crime right there.
Makes it sound so casual.
Adelina's great. Every giant is very impressed with all the Dragonborns, except for one. You probably never met him before. His name is Topher. And Topher had this dumb idea that he thought all the remaining Dragonborn were hags. But you're not a hag now, are you, son? And he looks over at you, Torinn.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Well, throw you in water, see if you float.
This lady's not afraid to do hate crimes.
It's a man.
Lakir,
So
not
sorry.
necessarily understanding the social implications of this, will. Yes, no, we know Topher as well. He was originally our welcoming crew. We killed him.
Oh, well, that's okay.
He was attacking Adelina. She brought us here. We killed him, and yeah.
Probably attacking Adelina because he thought she was a hag.
Small world.
That is
really.
a small world. I mean, there haven't been a lot of Eladrin here anymore. Have you noticed? They're kind of all gone. Have you met any?
Don't think I've heard of the creature you're talking about.
My dad's an Eladrin.
Oh, is
It's an elf.
oh.
They're kind of weird elves. They
weird.
symbolize seasons. There's winter Eladrin, and there's summer Eladrin, and there's autumn Eladrin, and there's spring Eladrin.
You learn something new about the Fae every day.
Yep, you do. You sure do. There's a lot to learn, and there's a lot that doesn't make sense ever.
And then he sits down by he makes a little campfire, sits down next to it, and pulls out some cards. He's like, "So what do you guys want to do for the next few hours?"
Speaking of, does anyone have any magical energy remaining that they'd be willing to spare?
Yui holds a knife up to his arm. I'm sure I have energy.
It's not that kind, but thank you.
I'm magical.
For what purposes?
You've helped me with this before. I'm attempting to fill gems with the chaos of your spell.
Mama Sherry pipes up and says, "I've got magic. You need some?"
Typically, yes. Do you have any protection spells? They work best for this ritual.
Yeah, I think I can make some.
Make some?
Well, hags kind of cast spells differently than other people typically do. I use different components and get out different effects. But if it's an abjuration protection spell you need, I can figure something out.
I don't really trust her. I'll kind of look back. Well, hope is hope, but how do we feel about that? I feel like allowing her to cast unknown spells when in a position of compromise seems like a bit of a risky decision, but I'm not very wise, so I shouldn't have even thought of that. I'm good for right now. It's nothing pressing. Thank you, though.
Oh, anytime. I just assumed that you were okay with hag magic, seeing your party member being a hag.
Half hag.
Well, until tomorrow.
You don't know.
I can see it.
I was under the impression that I'm still a half hag after tomorrow.
Yes, but your hag traits will take over tomorrow, and you'll essentially seem as though you were full hag the whole time.
Well, the Litsea my friends know and love is not a full hag, so I think they have sufficient reason to not trust you.
Okay. I have information for you. Do you know? Do you have any... I assume you don't have any hags with you. Do you know anything about hags? I could tell you all about them if you'd like.
I maybe be put at ease a little bit to know what to expect, I suppose.
I'm gonna go over, maybe you might want to try to talk to her about it in private, since they're thinking about burning hags.
Side-eye everybody else.
Exactly. I start looking at everyone else
The artist
suspiciously.
formerly known as Giant is looking at you so hard. He's
Real
just
squinty.
he's trying to understand
Yui's,
what's going on. He's like, she's lying, right?
So is
Yui's
Mama
gonna
Sherry,
go over to the artist formerly known as Giant and start playing cards with him at
Oh
this
yeah.
moment.
Oh, he
And be like, hags will say anything to get out of trouble.
yeah, he pulls out some platinum jack and he's like, well, I haven't played this since my buddy Nelson helped me out to learn this game, but I'll try and remember the rules. He'll deal you out some cards and poorly tell you the rules of platinum jack, but let's
So
see.
while he's distracted, then I'm just still going to be side-eyeing everyone. Is Mama Sherry? She's tied up, I assume. She's restrained.
She's tied up. She's not gagged anymore because you guys took the gag off her.
Okay, so is she just tied up, hands behind her back? Is she on a chair?
Tied up, hands behind her back, with some sort of arcane rope
Right.
that the giants have taken.
Okay, I'm going to just grab her and take her to the most secluded corner of the room, purposely not leaving the room, but just wanting to, and then I just sit her down on the ground, crisscross applesauce, and start talking to her.
I will cast silence in between her and the remainder of the giants. Sorry, I'm not shutting you up. I'm making sure no one can eavesdrop on the conversation.
I thought you were saying I'll cast silence on the hag to make sure she can't tell you anything. And I was like, okay.
If I can, I want to position it so that the silence makes it so that any sound coming from them can't reach the giants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you cast silence, and outside of the silence is this faint humming, but in the silence you can't hear really past it, and so you effectively can't be heard anymore.
So do I sense that magic? Do I know that happened? Would I know?
You wouldn't be able to hear any noise from us any longer, but it's your decision on whether that...
With your arcane abilities, I feel like you'd have at least a little bit of a suspicion that is what is happening.
Mm-hmm. And with the muted noises on the other side of the room, that makes sense. I would appreciate any information you have. I would have spent more time in my studies learning about hags if I would have known I was one.
Right. Well, may I see your palm?
I timidly reach out my hand.
And she'll look at it for a little while, obviously not being able to hold it or anything because she's tied up. But she'll look at your palm and she'll say, no, I haven't seen a hag like you in several years. You are a crimson hag. Crimson hags are hags that are known that revel in blood, fire, ashes, destruction. More than anything, they enjoy starting fires and consuming entire communities trapped within the flames that they create. They often appear in flames and smoke, cackling, driving civilizations mad and taunting helpless victims as they reveal their true ashen gray form and their red, burning eyes. But not all hags have to be evil. I try to be good. It's against my nature, but I try.
Well, I guess I'm not too surprised I'm a crimson hag. I do like fire.
Little pyro over here.
I am a pyro. I can't say that I completely believe you, that you have decided to be good. I definitely have never met or read of a hag before that's been able to fight against their evil nature.
Right.
But of course I am curious about what makes you capable of doing that, because, Litsea today isn't feeling eager about those kinds of tendencies.
Right. Well, I have two sisters. One, Raven, who leaned very hard into her hag capabilities, and one named Bonnie. And Bonnie was also a fire hag. She left the Feywild because it was blood that drove her mad. Anytime she got hurt or saw someone get hurt, she would have rampant hallucinations that would cause her to attack, to burn, and crimson hags are often created. Well, your mother used to be a green hag, but a crimson hag is a hag that's been burned at the stake. But they don't know they're a crimson hag until they have been burned at the stake, and then their powers activate, giving them, immunity to fire.
Alright, well, thank you for that information. Do you have anything else? Do you know anything else about my Aunt Raven?
I do. I know probably too much. I grew up with her. We three were trained under one wonderful archwitch known as Tasha. Under the tutelage of Tasha, we all found our own hag tendencies that had come up on our 13th birthday. And, your mother hated her evil tendencies, her rage, everything that came about. But Raven loved it. See, Raven is not a fire, is not a crimson hag, but instead she is a Bwer hag. And a Bwer hag is a hag that revels in ice. And I am a green hag. And I love lightning. But I try to keep it under control, this chaos that's inside me.
All right. Maybe we'll have more opportunity to talk, but anything else that you feel like would be important for me to know now?
I don't know what Raven will do when she finds you, but I either assume she'll be very excited or very, very angry.
Why would she be angry?
She killed your mother. She talks about it.
Well, thank you for your knowledge.
You're
and
welcome.
then I'm gonna lead her back to where she was before.
Okay. Yeah, she'll walk with you back to the group, and she'll stand next to the giants again, in the captive position that she was. She'll peek behind Yui's hand and whisper into one of the giant's ears, and then the giant will fold immediately, and Yui loses the hand.
Dang, the bets are steep this game. No.
Loses the hand,
I'm
not
just
a
joking.
hand.
I just joking. While she's having her conversation, I am just going to burn the remaining spell slots I have left, which is 3 level 1 spells, to create, or attempt to create, Chaos Gems. 18, 25, and 22.
So you get 3 Chaos Gems.
Okay.
And then Yui, Jack, Torinn, what are you guys up to? I mean, Yui, I guess you're playing a hand of
It
Platinum
sounds
Jack.
like Yui's losing his hands.
Yeah.
I have like my 8 gold, and I'm like 4 down.
I think Jack's probably gonna be not necessarily helping create these chaos gems, because I don't have any. I have cantrips I could do, but I'm curious because I have no idea what you're doing. I've never seen this before. Like, I'm like trying to figure out what's going on, and just learning from you basically.
So yeah, you'll see that basically I have a stand that holds the gem into place. Typically when I cast my abjuration spells, you've seen previously that the energy floats into a ward. But instead of directing it into my ward, you'll see as I basically cast the spell and take a strand of it and focus it into the gem. And as it does, you see that the magic inside of it kind of causes the gem just to almost get like a burned kind of sensation about it.
Excellent. No, I'm fully engaged in this 100%.
What do I know after, like, Pine and Litsea's experience fighting? Or, well, we didn't really fight hags, did we? They were, like, shadow people, right?
You fought hags in the summer court?
Is that where... Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
but
right. Okay.
You did also fight shadows.
That's right. I was thinking of two separate encounters.
It was like the same day. So, yeah, you're right.
I'm just wondering, what do I know about them? Would I be able to, like, maybe roll to learn... specific traits about him, possibly.
Yeah, roll me a history check.
Okay, fantastic. A 2. Anything that has to do with being smart, dude. Every single do an investigation. What do you know about this? It's like 3 every time.
3, yeah. You know that hags sometimes are evil.
Sometimes.
And that's kind of foggy. You're not actually sure if that's right. But yeah, you don't really know a lot about hags, I guess.
All right.
But as Yui, you finish your hand.
Yeah, so I would finish my hand. I'm going to try to take 3/4 Nelson and like my dad off to the side a little bit and have like a chitty chat.
Yeah, your dad will actually like gesture you closer as you're starting to get up with 3/4 Nelson.
So while I'm going, I'm going to like look over at 3/4, and even if he has a good hand, I'm like, oh, you don't win this one, fold, and come here.
And he's like, okay, I fold. And he had a 21, but he's like, I don't understand the rules. The artist formerly known as Giant, you didn't explain the rules well enough. And he folds his perfect hand, and he gets up and he leaves with you. But your dad gestures you closer and is like, hey, Yui, so the hag here changes things. My body? He'll pull out the leader of the Lambs of Slaughter's journal, Hope's journal, and he'll point to a passage on how Hope was able to resurrect Shima Yato's brain for the scuba suit contraption, and Hope made a deal with a coven of hags to work for the hags in exchange for Shima's consciousness and to help them to continue to make weapons of mass destruction. And yeah, your dad looks at you and he's like, you know, I just think that if hags were able to put me into this body, it's hags who could take me out. And so I think we should maybe go with them and try and figure out how to get me out of this. I want to have a body again.
Yeah, we should be able to do that. Let's see. Also, one thing, I did tell 3/4 Nelson we would take him to see his dad. So maybe we should all stick together. We'll go along and we'll try to figure out how to get your body from this hag. And then we can take 3/4 to see his dad.
A dad reunion, he says loudly, not under his breath anymore. And he'll clap his scuba suit hands and he'll look over to the group and he's like, what are we doing? Are we going? Are we staying?
We've decided to rest, I think, right?
I think that would be the smartest decision.
Night's falling, and I doubt that traveling across a frozen lake during the night is the best idea.
I'm gonna try to slip over and talk to Mama Sherry now.
Yeah. She'll
Give her the
give you a little nod since she can't wave.
I just want to throw out there, while this is happening, I'm repairing my broom, which I only have 1 more hour for.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. Just want to throw that out there.
I am reading the
Very nice.
autobiographies of my father for the next,
While I just threw everyone off on a tangent, we have so many random books in our bag of holding right now. Can I, do an inventory before I work on my broom and see if I have any books on hags?
You have a book called How to Train Your Hag that Yui was able to get for you.
I forgot about that. Wow, good job, DM, for remembering that.
Thank you.
Didn't even look. That was immediate. That was just right there.
Off the top of your head.
A lot of this campaign has been just finding random books and being like, let's see, we hold these.
We have so many books. Might as well start using it like a little library. Is it in common?
It is not in common.
What is it?
It is in Sylvan.
Oh,
so
right.
Jack and Yui both read Sylvan.
And me.
And
Lakir.
And Lakir after his brain blast.
Brain blast.
so give me another little summary of where everyone's at, because whoever's free, I'm gonna ask them to help me read it for a bit.
I think Jack is probably free after the
Jack and
gems have been
Lakir
made.
would be together.
Yeah. And if you approached us, be like, yeah, totally,
And I
for
think
sure.
we'd be together afterwards reading my father's
Definitely.
biographies, because you were helping me with those. So
Yeah. And me and Lakir are homies now, and we just chill.
Okay, so I'm
the cool uncle.
Yeah, I'm the cool uncle.
I'm getting a storybook read to me over here. Now continue.
Yui's gonna take his dad and run over to Mama Sherry. Hey, Mama Sherry, my dad was wondering if you knew a way to get his consciousness a normal body again.
Oh no. And your dad followed you, right?
Yeah.
She's like, Shima? Hi. I would have assumed that the Lambs of Slaughter would have killed you by now.
We killed the Lambs of Slaughter instead.
Oh, great. I'm so happy. But I'm sorry, Shima. I was a different person back then. I was part of a hag coven before, and we put you in this body, Shima. And I'm sorry. And she'll give a half smile.
At least he didn't just die.
Oh, that was the hope. The Lambs of Slaughter were the ones who killed your father, and so it was almost the least I could do to bring him back, but it was not my decision, I hope you know. I did not want to enslave your father to these horrible cultists. That was when I was with my sister, and, well, Raven calls the shots.
Do you think Raven would know how to get him a body back?
I think Raven would. I think Raven would know exactly how to get a body back. But Raven doesn't do anything for free.
I've got 4 gold.
That should be enough. And she pats you on the head and turns you around and pats you on the back and gives a really concerned look as you turn around.
Yui with his low charisma doesn't catch the sarcasm and will skip off.
Yeah. Yep. So Litsea, you read How to Train Your Hag for a while, and you come across a passage and Jack is helping translate. Jack, you reach a part that says Va Ridi Shant Nom. That is the only phrase that is not in Sylvan.
Is it French?
No. Va Ridi Shant Nom. But it kind of sounds like French.
I was just the end really made it sound French. No.
Do with that information as you will. Va Ridi Shant Nom.
And it's not a different language that I know, right?
It's not a different
Okay.
language that you know. but you guys get through. As you continue reading about this phrase, it keeps coming up, Valredi Shantnom, and it has a lot of things about control and how to calm a hag from a really evil state. Valredi Shantnom seems to be some type of mantra or chant.
In the middle of reading, I would probably ask Torinn to come over to me rather than getting up and going over.
I was actually kind of waiting for everyone to go to sleep.
Oh, okay. I would be reading the autobiographies and basically, Torinn, these books have just got me thinking. Do you know where your father is? Have you known him for long?
No, I haven't. And I don't know where he is. I mean, I believe he may be in the Giant's ice castle, but I haven't known him for very long.
What do you hope for him to be?
Well, really, I just hoped that he would be alive. I've lived my whole life without him, so I don't really need him, but that doesn't mean that I don't wish for his well-being. If I can save him, then I will.
All right. That makes sense. Thank you for indulging me.
In the distance, you hear, Torinn! Torinn!
Okay, I'm looking around. Who said that?
In bursts through the room a red and orange dragonborn woman, and she is running straight through the Brall Mall. You've seen this woman once, Torinn. This is your mother, Katya, who was able to escape somehow, and she is running straight for you.
Mother, and I would hastily move towards her.
Yeah, and so she runs to you, she gets to you, and she leans over, very out of breath, and she says, Torinn, hi, I'm your mom. And she gives you like a little nice, actually she gives you the biggest hug you've ever had in your entire life. She's so excited to see you. And she says, I was able to escape from the Frosty Fortress, the Ice Giant's Frosty Fortress that's across the frozen ocean. And your father, Cord, had to stay behind to distract this warforged warden that was keeping us prisoner. And I would have died had I stayed there too long. And I'm afraid that your father is gonna die if the warden finds out what happened with me escaping, but it was all worth it to see my baby boy. And then she'll give you a really, really tight hug, and she'll look at you in the face and hold both sides of your cheeks. Your father, Cord, was willing to make this sacrifice. He's willing to die for you. But if you want to help us save him, we need to go to the Frosty Fortress and help free your father before they torture him to death. And that's where we're going to end our episode. My name is Cade. I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I am joined here by the players to our left.
Mason playing Lakir.
Brooklyn playing Litsea.
Jameson playing Jack.
Danny playing Yui.
Caden playing Torinn.
Thank you so much for joining us this holiday season. If you are feeling the holiday spirit tonight, as I know I am, go on over to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/knocked, and donate to our Patreon. Every single donation that happens within the month of December, we will match, and we will send that donation to the Ronald McDonald House Foundation so that they can help continue to save lives. And with that, my name is Cade. And we hope that you remember that when life knocks you flat on your back, all you got to do is keep rolling, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.